Hey guys, Braydoz here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. It's been too long. Too long. I think I said that last time, actually. Those exact words. I haven't been very regular with my house building lately. I took a bit of a break. I don't know why. I just decided to take a break. But I'm back now. Pools are back as well. That's a good thing. You'll see that in this house. Lots of exciting stuff happening in the world of Sims. It's a pretty good time. I'm looking forward to what's coming. There's another December update coming. I don't know what that's going to do, but at least we've got pools for now. We've got one of the things that we wanted in the first place, which is a good start. But this time I am building the stud pad. It's I guess a bachelor pad that you would build for your, young bachelor or bachelorette, studette sim, who just wants to impress everybody that they take to their house. So it's built up on stilts. I guess it was actually really difficult to get the whole design to work because you can't just like lay down walls and such and then build on top of them like you could in The Sims 3. It's much more difficult. I mean, building little or just building simple houses in The Sims 4, doing things like normally, it makes it a lot easier in The Sims 4, but when you want to get complicated with stuff, it makes it much more difficult in The Sims 4. So yeah, it actually took me a while just to get the style that I was looking for. I tried just building it up with walls and everything in the first place, and I decided to try with foundations, but then I couldn't delete the foundations the way I wanted to, and then it just, didn't really work as well as I liked it to. So I got rid of it, which is fine, and then I ended up back at the original thing that I was doing, and then did it properly in the first place, or the second time around, I guess. But yeah, it was a relatively quick house. I think it's just a single bedroom, single bathroom house with one big open plan living area. So it's just a pad basically. It's like an apartment essentially. That's the sort of size that you get out of it. So it's up on stilts, as I said, and it's surrounded by balconies and everything. And then there's a pool out the back, which you will probably see me put in at some point. So there you go. Yeah, like I said, build time for this house was relatively short. It only took me about an hour and a half to do. A lot of that was just sort of playing around at the start here. It took me about half an hour to do that, so I have sped up this part of the video a bit more than the rest of the video. The same with the landscaping, because I just started dawdling with the landscaping. This was a bit tedious, so I didn't want to, I guess, elongate the video with just boring stuff, so I decided not to do that. But yeah, so you've got your main living area that you walk into. It's got the triple height walls, so you can change the height of the walls in The Sims 4, obviously, and I took advantage of that, so everything is triple height. Although the roofs look kind of weird on the inside, but you don't see that, so that's fine. But yeah, it does make the house feel a lot bigger when you've got the really high ceilings and everything. I do love high ceilings. My house has high ceilings, so I do like the feeling of that. It makes it feel better. It's much nicer. But yeah, so I'm again building in Oasis Springs. I think that's what it's called. Is it Oasis Springs? Yeah, it is. No, Oasis Landing's the Into the Future one. I'm confused because I've been playing Into the Future lately. I recorded that. That video will be up. Well, there should be 2 videos of that up by the time you see this. I'm actually recording this on... what the hell is today? Wednesday? It is the 5th. So yes, Wednesday. You guys will see this on Sunday. So there you go. Or Saturday. I put mine up on Sunday morning. Basically what I do to upload my videos is I set them to upload overnight the night before, because my upload speed's that slow. It takes hours, so I don't want to just like clog all my bandwidth up during the day. So then I set them to upload overnight, and then I publish them in the morning. But since Australia's ahead of most other people in the time zones, then it sort of ends up being the day before. So you guys essentially get things probably in the afternoon or at night the day before. If I upload it on a Sunday, you'll get it on a Saturday or something like that. I don't know how it works. The time zones are weird, man. But yeah, that's basically how it works. So I've pretty much got the structure done here and all the paintings and windows and everything on the outside. I love the big triple height windows. I love them so much. Unfortunately, they were sort of out of sync a little bit in the first place, but I did a little bit of playing around with them, and they fixed up quite nicely. The balconies all around are a nice feel as well, so you can get the sunlight from everywhere at every time of the day, which is really nice. And we've got a nice big backyard with a pool, as I said. The pools, I haven't really got to use them very much. I will be doing a tutorial which will be up by the time you see this video, so I haven't shot that yet. It's weird. See, recording and uploading and everything mixes stuff up, and it's weird for me, but it's probably not weird for you guys because you get to just see it whenever. Whereas I make things before and upload them after, and it's confusing, but you just got to keep track. It's cool though. I like it. I like the way I do things. But yeah, that is the bedroom on the left-hand side there. You've got your bathroom on the right-hand side, that little room, and then everything else is a living area. The bathroom gets extended a couple of times, I think. It's still a very small bathroom because, you know, it's just one person. But the extended ceilings make it feel a lot bigger, which is nice, so it doesn't feel cramped at all. The kitchen I really like. This is sort of more of a masculine house, I guess you could say. It's the sort of house that I would like to live in, I think, because it's just a nice house. It's very... I don't know if it's masculine, maybe modern. I can never tell if things are masculine because that's what I like, and I don't know if it's... like what masculine is. I don't know. I'm making myself sound like an idiot. I don't know what I'm saying, but the point is, I don't know what that house is. This house is. That made me sound smart, didn't it? Whoa, go me. Anyway, yeah, that is the kitchen over there. It's actually a pretty decently sized kitchen. You've got the island bench. Oh, not the island bench. Is it an island? No, it's like the counters, the island counter thingamajigs there that you can sit from and eat. So there's no actual dining room in the house. It's just those things because there's no room for a dining room, and I don't really see anybody holding dinner parties at this sort of house. Maybe parties, normal parties, but probably not dinner parties. So there you go. There's plenty of counters to dance on if the party does get out of hand. I do like all the little clutter things in The Sims 4 because there is actually a little clutter option in the decorative thing. The decorative tab, so you can just click clutter and then you place little things around it to make it seem lived in, which is really cool. Over that side is the living room. It's sort of placed in front of the front door, so you can sort of walk through it and around it at the same time. So that's good. It doesn't get in the way or anything. And the pathing in The Sims 4 is much better. Like, if something like that was in The Sims 3, your Sims would probably end up getting stuck with a bottleneck or something. But not in The Sims 4. It's fixed. So there you go. This house is... Geez, actually I have no idea how much it cost. I really don't know. Maybe 100,000? No, maybe not that. No, yeah, probably about 100,000 simoleons. That seems like a good number to put it as, yeah. That's what I'm saying anyway. It cost 100,000 simoleons. There you go. Even if it didn't, it cost 100,000 simoleons. I used a very industrial sort of theme to this house in parts of it. Other parts, not so much. I wish that those rugs weren't locked. Like that rug that I wanted there, I wish that wasn't locked because I would love to use that. But unfortunately you can't. And I wish you could downsize rugs, so some of the bigger rugs that you've got there that look really cool but are too big, I wish you could downsize them so they would actually fit. But unfortunately you can't. Maybe in the future, maybe in an update, the December update. Fingers crossed we'll get something like that. But until then, you know, we'll make do with what we've got. But pools are a pretty good addition. I absolutely love pools. I've always liked pools just to swim in. I don't really like public pools, like going to the public pool. I'd much prefer to go to the beach as like a public swimming place because I like the beach. But I would love a pool in my backyard, but there's probably better uses of 30 grand. And also I don't have 30 grand, so there you go. That's not really an option. But pools are awesome. I've always liked backyard pools, like I said, not public pools, I just don't, but backyard pools, they're pretty sweet. I've also always loved them in The Sims. I always love to have a pool in my Sim family's house because they're just so much fun. You can go and have a swim and the atmosphere is beautiful and I love it, it's so good. But this is the outside of the house. I'm throwing in some lights. I changed these up a little bit because they light up diddly squat. They just literally light up a little circle of light below them. So yeah, it's like Alan Wake, where you can walk in the light and the demons can't get you. That's fun. So there you go. Alan Wake in The Sims 4. Confirmed. Alan Wake 3, 2. Wait, how many Alan Wakes are there? Is there just the one Alan Wake? I don't know. Speaking of Alan Wake, Quantum Break is coming out next year. That's a good game. 2015 really does seem like a good year for games. There's obviously going to be expansion packs for The Sims 4 coming out next year. What do we got next year? We got possibly Star Citizen coming out. We've got... oh god, there's so many different games coming out next year. There's too many to name, but yeah, it's going to be an exciting year for games next year. If you're a gamer, it is pretty good. It's also a pretty exciting time earlier in the year for like hardware and stuff like that in terms of computers, because I'm a techie. I really am. I know everything under the sun about computer hardware, essentially. So I'm on a lot of forums and everything, just like helping people build PCs and stuff like that. It's good. I like it. I love PCs. I mean, traditionally I was a console gamer. Like, that's where I started playing games when I got my original Xbox. which I still have. It's actually next to me and it still works. Like, what is it, 2014? It's about 12 years since I got that thing. So, yeah, it's still working, even though I've treated it like crap and the disc tray doesn't open unless you wedge it open with a screwdriver. But it still works once you wedge it open. It's pretty good. Why am I talking about Xboxes? That's the train of thought. Now I'm thinking of the origin train of thought. Is train of thought actually meant as an actual train? It probably is, because you go from like one train carriage to... What am I talking about? I'm talking about trains! I like trains. Do you like trains? Everyone likes trains. Anyway, this is the bathroom. Like I said, it's a pretty small bathroom, but the really high ceilings make it feel a lot bigger. There's a lot of concrete in this house, so it may feel cramped, but you'd also get like echoes and everything. So I don't know. I don't know if echoes make things feel bigger. I think echoes do make things feel bigger. If you can actually hear things echoing, like off concrete and bricks and things like that, it definitely makes it feel bigger, I think. If you've ever been in like an echoed room compared to one filled with furniture or whatever, it always feels bigger when it's echoey. But this is the bedroom. It was actually kind of difficult to place the bed because the door was on an angle, so I couldn't quite place the bed where I wanted to. So I just moved it over a little bit, which meant I did have to sacrifice a bedside table on that side, but I just placed one on the other side, and everything was dandy. I haven't heard that term in a while. But just throwing in some art on the walls, a couple of little things over there, some dresses. I think a plant goes in there, of course it does. And then a lovely mirror. I like that mirror. It's actually a really cool, rustic feeling mirror. And then a couple of clutter things. I was going to put some painting stuff, but I felt like, well, not gardening stuff. But I didn't feel that, you know, like scissors and watering cans and clippers and everything were the right thing to put in a bedroom. Unless that's what you're into, in which case I pity you. Anyway, moving to the outside of the house, putting hedges underneath the legs here, just to block off the underside of the house. That's another thing with this house. If you did want to completely renovate this house and make it a family home, you could absolutely do that. You literally would just have to make rooms underneath and put a set of stairs going down. So you could definitely do that if you did want to turn this into a family home, or if you wanted to play with it for a while, like as it's intended to be with like a young, rich sim. And then they decided to settle down and start a family. You could renovate the house with all their money, and you would have yourself a pretty sizable family home. You could probably fit 4 bedrooms and another bathroom down there, and maybe some living areas or whatever as well. So it's fully customizable, I guess, is what you could say. So yeah, always options. Always like to put options in there. But now I'm just doing a bit of landscaping. Like I said, I fast forwarded through a lot of this just because it's not entirely interesting, but I do like landscaping. As I've said before, it's much more entertaining and enjoyable in The Sims 4. There's so many nice things. I wasn't sure if I was doing this right because I sort of made it feel very industrial on the inside, then I went placing lots of plants on the outside, but I realized that once 90% of the landscaping was done, I'm like, nah, I'm not going back and changing that. But if you don't like it, you can always get rid of the plants, but if you do like it, you can keep it. I like it. I think it's a pretty garden, so there you go. It's entirely up to personal preference, and if you do want to modify this house, feel free. I won't stop you from doing it. Well, I can't stop you from doing that, but that's what the exchange is for. Or what do they call it now? The gallery? That's what the gallery is for. You can download it and play any way you want. That's what's great about The Sims. You can build your creations and put them online, and everybody can put their own spin on them. It's awesome. I love it. But you get the decks all the way around the back of the house. There's the stairs leading down. I didn't put a pool in this house until later because I actually built this house yesterday, and then I updated the game this morning and came back and then put the pool in this morning. So I had to retake some of the screenshots and such. So if any of the screenshots look slightly out of place or whatever, like some look like they were taken before and some after, that's why, because pools weren't in it when I built this house. But then the next morning when I went to just check through everything and take the screenshots, they were, so I decided to put them in, which is fair enough. But pools are awesome, as I said, and it really makes this house look a hell of a lot better. It's the perfect house for a pool. You could definitely throw a party in here, and you could have people out the back in the pool. It would be pretty cool. I might actually play with this house because it's, I don't know, it would suit my Sims, or my Sim that I play with regularly. I'm just throwing those little fences around the outside there, just because, why not? Is to separate them off, putting a few more little plants and such in around the place. I was going to put some rocks and everything around that, but I couldn't get them close enough to the trunk of the tree because it's a bamboo tree and the trunk's really thin. And I was going to do it over there, but I decided against that again because I'm lazy, and there you go. Throwing in a couple of little lights around the place. Make sure everything's lit up at night so you don't trip over and impale yourself on one of those little fences, because that would suck. And yeah, just little touches up around the place. And I think we're pretty much done. Throwing in that little chair so your Sims can sit down on the outside. I wanted to get one of those umbrella chair thingamajigs, but I couldn't get it to fit out the back, so I ended up just placing it on the front veranda or balcony so you can look out and watch the sunrise. I forget what side the sun sets and rises from on this house, but yeah, there's the little table and chair thingamajigs there with the umbrella, and there is the pool, and there is the house, all finished. There's a beautiful shot of the front of the house. I think it looks pretty good in the end. It's a nice house. I like the interior as well. I think it's a good house to get back into the game with. There is the back of the house with the pool, looking very spiffy, all up on its stilts above the rest of the world, like an aristocratic monolith. Yeah, there's some big complicated words for you. Got the nice orange and grey windows. I really like those. There's that little sitting area at the front of the house. Lovely view over to the fountain and some of the other houses and gardens as well. Here is the interior of the house. This is the entry and the lounge room. It's quite spacious. You've got your big high ceilings. If you look up to the ceilings, the roofs sort of glitch out and look a bit weird, but as long as you don't look up there, which I tried to avoid in the screenshots, everything looks fine. But I think that's pretty much been the thing in all Sims games. There is the kitchen, looking very nice. You've got your dark black, well, it's not dark, there's no light black, is there? That's grey, but just black kitchen, looking very nice with your steels. And I really like those rustic wood floors that I found as well. I hadn't used them before, and I thought they fit really well in this house. You got some bookcases and everything over there by the door, looking very nice industrial feel to it all around. Here's the bathroom. Probably should have put some blinds on that, but if you if you value privacy, that's something you can do yourself. I don't know. I mean, it's not really an issue. I mean, it's Sims. If it does bother you though, blinds are there. I haven't actually tested out any of the triple height blinds, but I should do that. Here is the not living room, the bedroom. Jesus, I forgot the name of it then. You got your big high walls and high windows as well, looking very nice industrial feel. And then moving out to the backyard for the final couple of screenshots. But thank you very, very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this build of StudPad. And until next time, as always, stay awesome.